Aha. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLe's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation. Know yourself. The two are interchangeable. We are back here with another HoGaLe. Do you know what? How quickly does a week go? This is ridiculous.
They just evaporate. The weeks just evaporate. And now to
like
Christmas actually only takes 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like we are. I mean, today is, well, yeah, actually now, because obviously I'll start the show at midnight. We've gone up a little bit later. It is now technically the 1st of December in the UK. Of course, the 1st of December already for Lena, which means that Christmas, everyone, is but 25 days away, or 24 days away. 25 days away if you're in if you're in America. 24 days away for me and Lena now, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? So we will dive into the show. Thank you everyone for your questions. Quite a few questions here that I need to kind of rummage through. But while I'm having a I've already looked through them, but while I'm thinking like which one to start off with first, I think Lena was complimenting Lady G's rather summery and beautiful top. So would you mind telling us a little bit
gorgeous?
About
yes.
Peruse what to start first?
Yeah, well, I'm in my house and I'm in Las Cruces, so it's still not cold here.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Wow.
And I can turn the heat all the way up. So yeah, I could be in sauna here.
Of course. And Lena, how's your weekend? How's your weekend been?
Oh, well, it was my birthday weekend.
Oh,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So it was quietly epic. And it culminated in going out with the 20-year-old twins in the family. So we did it. We had a funk night. I'm still recovering.
Wow. Well, you know what I say, a super thank you for actually showing up here, because clearly I think that Lena probably just has a little extra liver somewhere in storage that she wishes plug something in, because obviously big birthday night, like you said, you were out with the twins and you're here with us, so it's much appreciated. And I've just come from a work gathering with some of my work colleagues that I have not seen literally for 10 years.
Oh,
so
that's weird, because some people age really well and some really badly, and it's like really difficult.
but you know what? It was quite funny actually. Oh, my camera's just frozen. Can you still see me? Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're moving.
Oh, okay, it's moving now.
Yeah.
So one of the things, but everyone was saying that they found me a bit spooky actually, because they said I still look the same as I did all those years ago. So, well, these things. It's the astrology, folks. It's
and black don't crack.
Well, they say indeed. It's one of those things. One of those little advantages, so we say. But shall we dive into the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna be bouncing around a little bit today. We're gonna actually we're actually gonna go talk about a Chinese cargo ship, and then of course we got the usual, duck l'orange and all of the cray that is whatever, and all the speculation. Anyway, so Charlotte Louise Godfrey says, in the last few days, a Chinese cargo ship was reported to have deliberately severed 2 critical data cables in the Baltic Sea, thought to have been orchestrated by the Kremlin, they say. In addition, a Russian spy ship had recently entered the Irish Sea and was seen patrolling areas containing critical energy and internet cables. So do the cards reveal and then it drops off. So I think that is a plan. Let's just see if that
right. The question is really, is this a pattern of surveillance and sabotage, or is it just...
is it a coordinated effort? Is it a coordinated
That's it.
effort?
Thank you. I'm hungover, so I'm not scintillating wordsmith self.
No problem. I'll see if I can just
track
down. I'll see if I can track down the rest of the statement. One moment. Let me just go to my channel and see if I can actually find the rest of that statement, just to make sure I'm not missing anything crucial. Community, but I think it is words to those effect. Now my phone's buzzing. This is why I try not to have my phone on when I'm doing a show, but let me just see that bit there, just to double check. Charlotte, here we go. News
first. In the comments it says a Chinese ship with a Russian captain.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, and then let's look at that. Charlotte, where is it? Here we are. Let's see, because it says read more. Baltic Sea. Do the cards reveal any sabotage of critical infrastructure on a large scale for the UK, Europe soon? There we are. So obviously there's something going on.
Was there sabotage?
Was there sabotage? Was it deliberate? Was it deliberate? Okay, is there sabotage? Russia, China. And of course, folks, if we get the usual suspects, you know, Seven of Swords, the Empress, of course, is a classic for me for Russia.
Yes.
What card would you say would symbolize China, ladies? What do you think would symbolize China?
It's hard, isn't it? Because I think it shifts depending on context.
Yeah.
And because we don't read on China a lot compared with the repeat subject matter we do, I haven't got one that's reliably China each and every time I see it. What about you, Lady G?
No, I don't have one that's actually China that I've looked for. So.
Yeah. Maybe when we read more in the future, we'll see that theme coming up.
But we'll see what keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
So
can
go for it, Lena.
Well, someone with a lot of money, this is the King of Pentacles, someone with huge money. It could be Patichka, could be an oligarch or someone else. Funny, we're talking about ships. Here they go. There could have been 3 of them. I suspect they did do some damage because here's the Death card.
Wow.
This is with the Two of Swords. It's like they were trying to decide whether it was this one or that one or how they'd do it. I don't think they had quite thought this all through technically before they embarked on this mission. And basically, it's a show of strength. We can do it because we can do it. You know,
Wow. Okay.
But I don't see catastrophe with, you know, internet or power.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, underneath of it all, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it's really interesting with this one because it looks like steering of a ship.
Yes.
Yes, the captain of the ship, where they were going rapidly for this and juggling this information, juggling these things. Again, we have the ships in the background, the 2 ships. And so judgment is going to be coming in on that. The reading is about an abuse of power. So, did they do it? So the energy coming into it is, again, overseas.
The 3s.
The energy, the movement that they've done with that, wanting to gather and collect, okay, to get rid of their ability because the challenge is information coming out. They don't want this information and communications. So this is the choices they're making, the path they're walking in life. So yeah, they're wanting to interrupt the ability to communicate.
Wow. Fascinating. And I'm just wondering what to have in for question 6. Everyone, as Right, here we are. I think that should be number 6 there, and then this should be number 7 if we can squeeze it in. Okay, so my cards. Was it sabotage, etc., all of this stuff. So if we look here, we've got the 10 of Wands, which always talks about a lot of effort, a lot of hard work. So someone's definitely putting a lot of effort and hard work into this, maybe to because the thing is, we're entering the era of the Internet of Things, and I think really, okay, this might sound a bit dark, but this is where I really feel the future of warfare is actually going.
Yeah.
I feel like things like, you know, dropping bombs and blowing up infrastructure and all of this kind of stuff, it's going to start to become redundant, because really what it's going to be about is power systems and internet. Everything is connected to the internet. It's far more devastating to knock out the power in a country rather than just bombing up everyone to the hill, etc., and stuff like that. So anyway, I think they're potentially working hard on this more alternative, which is probably even more deeply disruptive form of potential attack or warfare. However, in the obstacle position, we do have the Justice card. So what this says to me is that, and this is probably their obstacle to their aims. The way I'm seeing this is that the laws are going to have to keep up. The laws are going to have to change. There's going to need to be more things around data protection, energy protection, protection of servers of internet and stuff like that. Possibly some legislation being passed so that if one part is sabotaged, there's backup and all that stuff, but it's probably going to be something legal. We're going to need stuff like this in the future, guys, because the cyber attacks are increasing, and unfortunately politics, legislation doesn't often keep up with the pace of the sabotage going on here. So of course we've got people defending their position. I think this is known, and I think this is probably the response, obviously trying to repair any damage that has been done. But I also suspect as well, they're probably not going to want to talk about the full impact this kind of damage could make, so it doesn't spook people and stuff. So they've probably got some backup stuff, but again, people probably behind the scenes are actually on the defensive. However, the push for this type of thing, I feel the energy behind this type of thing, it is going to keep kind of going forward. And this is one of the things I do slightly worry about with the Great Awakening, as you guys know, I've been saying, to happen on or around the 29th of March, 2025. It might be even things to do with power lines, energy, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And in a way that, for me, that's almost kind of a bit more effective than just dropping a bomb in just one place. Do you know what I mean? Unless it's obviously a dirty bomb or something. But anyway, so if we look here, we see the 3 of Pentacles, which again is talking about collaboration, working together to execute a plan. So my instinct is that the way enemies are working now within countries is changing. They're collaborating and coordinating in a different way, and it's going to be more of an electronic hacking kind of way, rather than just like, we're going to drop as many bombs as we can, because you see, you get sanctions, you get resistance, do you know what I mean, of all that kind of stuff. So I think it's becoming more technical, guys. I think it's becoming more technical, much more about infrastructure.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that?
Yeah, Lamar in the comments said, is this a backdoor war against NATO with China, Russia, Iran, North Korea on one side and Britain and NATO on the other? And I think that's probably what we are seeing. Yeah, good point. Yeah,
I think that's what it is pretty much. I think that's pretty much what it is. I think that puts it nice and succinctly. I'll just say some thank yous here. So, Lena, you're getting some birthday wishes.
Thank you.
Lena, and many, many, many more. Hope you had a great time. Love and blessings. Lena Rodriguez. And then we've got here, Nicholas is also donated as well. Thank you so much. It could also be Paul Singer. Oh, this is a contribution here. So ships could also be Paul Singer, the billionaire who looted out the UN funds for vaccinating Congo against disease. He's full-time abroad. Super yachts brags about such. Oh, wow. Protects him from the threat of common. Wow. Interesting. Either way, as you guys have seen with Pluto in Capricorn, as I keep saying ad nauseum, Capricorn deals with billionaires, oligarchy. Look how much they're interfering in things. We can just see it for ourselves, can't we? Are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go forward. Actually, now we're going to go in our esoteric aeroplane to Ireland. Yeah.
Oh, the old country. Bless.
Yes, yes, Lena. You know, we know where you get that red hair and fair skin from. Don't try and hide it.
Yeah.
So Nick Mix asks, she says, there's a tight three-way race in the Irish general election. Wow. RTE exit polls suggests, based on voting, it doesn't look like any party would have a majority. Do the cards show if the parties can collaborate to make a working government? Interesting. So it seems
I think we're going to see this more and more. In many countries, there's 3 or more parties, and they have to then sit down and negotiate, and it can work and not work. We'll look at this one. But I think the days of the old 2-party system are numbered.
Yeah. Populations are too diverse now, too economically, socially, even racially, culturally diverse, and just 2 parties just doesn't. It's just not enough now for the sophistication.
Will they be able to govern?
Irish elections. Irish elections.
Will I kick off?
Go for it, Lena.
All right. So, Knight of Pentacles, I think, despite everything, there is a will to knuckle down and do the work. You know, that's not always there, so I think it does have some importance here. There will inevitably be differences of opinion, different information sources, different echo chambers, all of that that's now everywhere. But there is a determination with this sword to actually get something done. There might be a legal wrangling at the end when they're coming down to the numbers, how to handle the last of this distribution of votes or something legal. The result might not be clear straight away how they're going to move forward, but I quite like this Queen of Pentacles. She's the mum of the knight. So with this queen, this is a more mature aspect. So let's hope there's a mature response to power sharing.
Interesting, interesting. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, going into it and underneath of it, there's a very sharp truth with this being held to. And they are, studying, working on this to see the energy going into it, who's offering what in the balance of this. But of course, they are having the struggle, the arguments amongst themselves. The challenge is this stuff is all still up in the air, and they just are feeling very, very burdened by it. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done to be able to come together.
Yeah, I think it's a bit gnarly till it sorts out. Yeah.
Wow. What
did you get?
Cards, they're really quite interesting, actually. They're actually quite positive, I must say.
Mine were better than I expected.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. So straight away, I do get the Empress card, but we're not talking about Russia now, as we know. We're talking about Ireland, and this, of course, is a very positive card in general in the deck. So I'm going to take this as the potential of this power sharing. Maybe it could bear fruit. This is a card of fecundity, fertility, birthing new things, pregnancy, potential. I often refer to the Empress as the wealthiest card in the deck. It's one of the ones that has the most growth potential. So this could maybe this three-way kind of power sharing thing, this third way, maybe it is actually going to be quite beneficial to Ireland because she's popped out first. Then when we look in the technical obstacle position, but I don't consider it an obstacle as the first card is positive. Look at this. They get the Four of Wands. So this is often our analogy, isn't it, for like the White House, etc. But really, when we're talking political, this could represent any of the political houses of power when it's a political question. So, of course, so this means like, opportunity and fecundity in terms of power, leadership. If we look here, though, this card is interesting. We do get the Nine of Pentacles coming up. So, as usual, in the dog and pony shows, of politics, someone has to get the rosette. And it's almost always about the money, isn't it? It's true, isn't it? So there's going to be a bit of horse trading. Who's going to be controlling what budgets and stuff like that? That might be the, and there could be a bit of vanity, even a bit of ego in there as well. We'll have to see. However, we do have the King of Swords show up, which can talk about being astute, sharp intellect, legalities, and I do also as well associate this card with accounting as well. So there might be a lot of talk around budgets for things, who's going to get what. That might be the actual kind of wrangling, but it does seem like there may be one or two adults in the room. And then when we look here, the outcome card, Ireland gets the Star. So, this is the card of rejuvenation, rebirth, almost like the universe has got your back. So it's basically, it seems to be very positive. I think the challenge, they've got to do the fine print, the legalities of who is controlling what in terms of budgets and stuff for the country. But if they get that right, this could be something very positive for Ireland. So I'm feeling quite good about that. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
No.
All right. All right. Now we're going to Puerto Rico because I think it's important to. Well, we've spoken a little bit about Puerto Rico, but not really focused on it that much. So, Gigi says, "Hi, HoGaLe. I'm Puerto Rican, and as you know, we were named garbage by this upcoming administration." Well, that comedian, wasn't it, who's basically the voice of that moment. Horrible. Anyway, I would like to know what do you see for the future of Puerto Rico? Are we going to become a state? Are we going to become an independent nation or something else? And she says, "Thank you, Miss Amores." So Puerto Rico, worth a read, isn't it? This, which has been in this kind of quasi state, but not kind of state. I went there last year for my birthday. Beautiful place. Let's see what's going on for Puerto Rico.
Yes. Let's have a look for Puerto Rico. I'm just going. If someone in the chat can remind me, I think when I was in the States, I think there were Puerto Rican 4 people who were arrested for burning a US flag, and I think they all got 25 years jail.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Can someone remind me of that story?
Wow. Just rearrange.
Oh, that's interesting. According to Kathleen, not Kathleen, Merv, Assad of Syria is finished and he's fled to Russia. Can we confirm that, please? Got you
Yeah.
working today in the audience.
Yeah, we'll have to do a read on that. Yeah, if anyone can establish that in the live chat, if that is the case, has Assad fled Syria? Is this correct? And then what are we reading on now? We're now what is it? We're looking
Puerto
at
Rico.
Puerto Rico. And then we got I think after this we got to talk about Musk as well. Musky.
Oh. Yeah, here we go.
Puerto Rico. Yeah,
all right,
ready, Lena?
now, yes. So yes, Puerto Rico has this state and status where you can be into the US Army, but at the same time, it has this not quite full state status. I think Puerto Rican hearts were broken with that careless, horrendous statement at Madison Square Garden. That went straight to the heart. As if they haven't had enough to deal with this 10 of Swords, you know, after the hurricanes and everything else. But remember, any Puerto Ricans watching, with the 10 of Swords, it's like you can't be hurt anymore. It's like, really? And up comes the Phoenix rising. So it's a matter of investment, maybe attracting new, longer-term investment. I think some offers of infrastructure money and stuff have come from other sources, which may start with R or other things. China is busy. China's busy all over the world too, offering roads and hospitals, you know, and things like that. But I think Puerto Ricans are smart enough to know it's not a free lunch and they'll want something for it. Then looking forward, it's a different story. Look at this. Looking forward, waiting for the change, the winds of change and celebration. But that could be 5 years from now. You know, tarot doesn't do time. Short-term pain, but I think some big decisions will be made in Puerto Rico's favor. But it won't be through the Yeti, that's for sure. So
yeah,
it's somewhere else, another nation state.
Wow. Lady G, what do you have?
Yeah.
Well, the readings about, you know, holding on to power and energy going forward, and of course wanting to go to the higher things, the higher awareness, moving forward with things. Underneath of it all, though, we have the temperance has been there, but they're tired of the temperance and things are heating up. We've got the tower moment, exploding, imploding. The energy coming into it is about government things and being still tied up when it comes to better government coming into alignment with here, wanting to, you know, become a state and having better things. So what we have going on now, we have them wanting to cooperate and have better things with democracy, being seen better. But the challenge is this judgment and the tug of war that they've got going on. But the end point is good. It's the world situation, and there will be new actions coming. But yeah, it's not going to be with this administration. Okay, this administration, again, they still have that temperance and the tower moments stuff going on with that. But it is looking up though later for the higher awareness and other things to come in with a different administration.
Interesting. Yes, and it was very interesting when I was in Puerto Rico last year. We were taken on a tour, a history tour of Puerto Rico. I mean, I don't want to drag everyone through the details, but it was very, very interesting hearing the history from the Puerto Ricans' mouth and sort of how they've just not been treated well. They've just not been treated well at all, and that needs to change. That needs to change. And someone says here, actually, JC was saying Yes, they say this is Putin declaring cyber war. So, of course, that has to be established. But for me, guys, it really is. It's all about the tech. Like I said, it's all moving that way, particularly Uranus in sidereal Taurus, dipping back into Aries for a little bit. But then he's going to spend 6 years in sidereal Taurus when he comes back in the spring, and the whole world will be transformed. Everything is all going electronic. And JC's saying, I'm one broke Capricorn. Oh,
bless JC.
Bless, bless. All right, so with my cards here, Puerto Rico, what's going on? All right. So the card that I get here is the Fool card, which we know, like, and in this context, it isn't the literal fool. This is really is about a leap of faith. Yeah, a leap of faith. But a leap of faith in what sense? Do the Puerto Ricans hang on and wait for America to respect them? Yeah. And take the leap of faith and make them a state? Or do the Puerto Ricans decide to take the leap of faith on their own? Yeah. This card could mean both in that sense, could mean both. Either way, no one's really liking the options on the table at the moment, particularly with the way that they've been treated by the United States, which really hasn't been great. And then to have just the insults as well at this political rally, and this guy be the mouthpiece. And these jokes were approved, by the way, because they pulled some for Kamala and they kept these ones. So no one could say, oh, what a surprise, how it slipped in. He had clearance, yeah? So this is their thoughts, yeah? So the Puerto Ricans is like, not really liking what's on the table. If we look here, there is machinations, yeah? Machinations. Much potentially hidden dialogue, perhaps going on within the country of what to do, because this has been a really glaring thing. This was not subtle. It was not a subtle slur. But also as well, I think this is also talking about the current, the administration that is about to come in, technically, and their thoughts and views, again, which, you know, murky, yeah, murky. When we look here, though, there is a more positive card, which is the 10 of Cups, which, of course, we associate with the happy family. But when we're talking about GOP, we often see it as the fake family. But I think there is a lot of Puerto Ricans do have hope for the future, that it will be better. However, in the short term, I think it is more about the worry, particularly if we can imagine under a Duck L'Orange, you know, administration, they're not going to be happy about that. So I do think there is potential for Puerto Rico, but again, with the ladies, I agree. I don't think it's going to be happening under you know, with Duck L'Orange, not after what's been said. It's going to have to be an administration afterwards.
Yeah.
After that, yeah, I can't see it being that one. All right, ladies, are we ready for the next question? Yeah.
Yes.
Right, perfect. Okay, let's keep going at this pace. So let's go. So this one, I've moved this question up because I think we do have to have a little chat about old Musky pants. Yeah, Musky. And by the way, we have over 1,800 of you with us right now. So thank you so much.
Hi, every one of you.
Yes, much appreciated. And please don't forget as well to like and subscribe and press the bell notification. And the ladies' links will be linked in this video afterwards, after it's processed. All right. So here, Muskies. So Denise Ferguson says, in reviewing Musk's X timeline, you see someone who's going to save the US by restructuring our government. This is what he says. He believes legacy media is dead and X is the only true news source. All this while, yeah, it's just like, really? Okay, all this while, he saves the world through technology and space travel. With his huge ego, what is the relationship between Musk and Trump over, I think they've put over the next, it's either the next 3 years or 3 months. Let's just say it over time, because I can't find that bit actually got cut off. So what is the relationship between Musk and Trump?
Going forward. Let's just do it like
Yeah.
that. Musk and Trump going forward.
Musk and Trump going forward. Because those are two huge egos. And if there's one thing we know about Duck L'Orange likes to be top dog.
Oh, yes.
You're always supposed to be licking his boots. Yeah, that's how he likes it. Even if you're covered in gold. Duck L'Orange, God, Elon. The thing is, though, this is what I suspect. Because Elon, of course, is a multi-billionaire. You know, Trump's got some money, but he's small beer in comparison to Elon.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if he might feel a little bit insecure about that, Duck L'Orange.
Yes.
Trump,
And also, lest we forget, much of Elon's money is corporate welfare, which will continue now he's been given the keys to the kingdom. So he gets billions in subsidies. You know, people keep forgetting, you know, the taxpayer is paying Elon for these satellites, paying Elon for the space research. You know, duh.
Oh, look who's back. Oh, of course.
I'm using the Italian cards here, and they tell a fascinating little story.
Go for it, Lena.
Do tell.
Originally, there was hope, Esperanto hope, of doing this trip together, meaning you help me, I help you. Like, we're big guys. We're going to even have fun. There's an exuberance, you know, about conquering the world. But when it comes down to the crunch here, Alonia is doing some serious thinking, and not that he's capable of deeply serious thought, but really, am I over this guy already?
Yes.
He treats Trump like a baby. Here's the woman card. And they will end up as enemies.
Wow.
So it sort of just told the whole story in just a few cards. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, according to the Lenormand, we've got the casket going when it comes to their flights of fancy with the storylines they want to tell, because the light is going to be shed on them. Now, when we have this coming into it, we have the past coming up between them when it comes to what's being birthed in America, the Empress. So the energy coming into it is what they're sharing between them. And we got the snakes going in those cups. So it's not going great, because here is the specter of death following them and their tales that they're telling each other. The challenge is what this cup is going to have within it. And the outcome is, of course, the messenger cutting off the head. Okay. So, yeah, it's not going well. Not really.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a really tricky one.
What did you get?
This really does tell a story for both men, really. I can see it from both their perspectives. But here I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it from Muskie's perspective first. And then I'll read the cards backwards, and I think that will give me Trump's perspective. So this is how I'm seeing it here. Yeah. So straight off from Muskrat, from Muskie's point of view, he was like, right, that's it. Yeah, here we are. We got the Fool card here. I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to dive in. Yeah, I'm going to go into this bromance, and I'm going to let rip.
Yes.
Let's not forget as well that there can be quite a lot of haughtiness and arrogance associated with the Fool card, and sometimes it can literally be the Fool. Yeah. So here, though, I think this is, Elon is, ultimately looking out for his interests. So he's like, right, that's it. I'm going to jump in bed. I'm going to leap in bed with, the orange one. If we look here, one of the main reasons he's done that, because we've got the Six of Pentacles, is because he feels he has what? Quite literally, the upper hand. In this relationship, it is Elon that is the beneficent, you know, what's it called? The merchant, yeah? Because remember, this guy dressed in red, you'll see him a lot actually in the tarot card. It's often the same guy, the merchant in the red robe. So he sees himself as the benefactor to Trump and the Republican Party. And of course, he's the one who has obviously put his hand literally on the scales in Trump's favor. Yeah, so he really is seeing himself as the benefactor in the relationship, and he is just richer than Elon. It's just the truth. However, quickly, I think what Elon is finding in the eight of swords, he's getting in quite the tangle. I think he is just realizing just what a kind of a discombobulating force that he is dealing with in Trump. Because what is, Elon is delegating, he has the ideas and he delegates to people that are more intelligent than himself and more competent than himself. And he's more than bright enough to know there are things that he can't do. So he delegates them out. When he's in Trump world, that is not what's happening. He's surrounded by people now in this strange kind of macabre cabinet, and he's dealing with a very Trump is chaotic. Trump is unpredictable, and he's always that way. So I think he's realizing, oh gosh, if we look here though, there is still that element of what, trying to get away with things and stuff like that. I think this is Elon's alternative agendas, what he plans to do. I don't think he really likes Trump that much, to be honest. I think it's just a faux romance. And here we've got the Queen of Swords. So he's going to basically try and come up with his own cunning plan. And he's going to be doing a lot of slicing and dicing. We know that he's going after the budgets, stuff like that. Here, though, if I read it the other way, Trump feels like he's being the smart, intelligent one, yeah, with the Queen of Swords. But he's trying to get away with something as well, which, of course, is the election and the usual shenanigans that he's up to. He's done it. He's got in touch with Elon to get himself out of a bind, yeah. And then he's also looking at where he can get funds and money. And he's obviously going to take a reckless jump. And this is his kind of risk with tariffs and all of that kind of stuff that he's proposed. So I think you see both men in there. I don't think it's going to be a very cordial relationship for long, and it's probably unraveling a bit already. Anything
and Tesla's sales are sinking because no one wants to be seen dead in a Tesla. So this is interesting too.
And everyone's going to blue sky now as well. A lot of people are now going to blue sky, and it's like, even as much as Elon says, oh, I don't care about the blah, 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 you can all get lost. Look, when you've got millions of people leaving your platform, you know. Anything to add to that, ladies? Anything to add before we move on?
We're doing one.
So we did Elon. Oh, okay. Oh, now this is an interesting one. So this is coming from Tinkerbell Tiger. Great name, by the way. Great name. I don't think I've read out Tinkerbell Tiger before. And they ask, what are we tasked? This is quite an elevated question, this one. What are we tasked to learn or do as humanity from all the right-wing hate everybody? She's saying white rings, hate everybody, and autocracy focus in the world? Or is that thought just an illusion, and the kind of egalitarian, the light, and she's saying the light is still greater and more powerful? Do we just have to persevere on our path in love, regardless of the idiots? So I think she's basically asking, like, what do the cards have to say about this right-wing mentality, and is it here to stay, or do we carry on regardless?
Right.
Let me just say
so a higher question.
So,
and I think thanks, Christopher. I think it's a really important question.
Very. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Kay. Honkala, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you too as well, Judy. My goodness, $49.
Very
Thank
kind,
you.
Judy. Thank you.
$60, really. Thank you. And Nicholas as well. Default bueno, so will be safe here in California from these. Okay, so there we are. Thank you for your donation as well.
Big question, big cards.
Wow.
4 cards, 4 majors.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
What?
Let's see. Feel ready to go for it, Lena. When you are, I'm going to pick some.
Go ahead, Lena.
You sure, Lady G? Do you want to go?
I can go if you want.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So this, underneath of it all, we're dealing with the darker energy, forces, drama, what Trump is trying to bring in. And the reading is about sharing. What do we do? So the energy coming into it is hold on, be like the swan, be beautiful, serene on the surface, but paddling underneath. Okay. Staying tempered, staying in balance when it comes to things, because the challenge is the world. And underneath of this, we have the turtles, which is Turtle Island, America. And we are going through a transformation at this time. So it's saying, hold on to your strength and continue to put it out there and continue to be somebody that is, again, holding the line.
Fascinating. Well, that's good. And I just have to say as well, update on numbers. So we've got over 2,000 of you with us now. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Much appreciated. Thanks so much for joining in. Thank you too as well to all the donations, and of course they're shared with the ladies as well. So thank you so much. Right. So my cards are kind of.
Okay, you go. I'll go. We'll reverse the order. No, you go.
Actually, I was thinking that because you got the 4 major, I forgot to say, Lena, because you got all these major, I think you should go last on this one.
Yeah, I agree. It's
and I
just
started speaking without explaining myself. Sorry. So what I've got is Lady G has got how best to proceed in these current times. That's what I think Lady G's got. What's come out in my cards, I think, are the tactics of the right. That's how it seems. So again, I get the false knight. Look, how many times, they're going to keep going with the false message, false narratives that lead people astray. Again, it's about choices. We've got the Lovers card here as well. Very important choices. They're trying to affect people's choices, and people have to learn not to make choices that are against their own interests. Yeah, because they're listening to that, isn't it? Yeah. They're listening to the seduction, or the whatever. Again, there is this focus. How many times do we see this card, the 6 of Cups, this nostalgia, this focus on the past? And unfortunately, nostalgia did play a very big role in this election as well, because a lot of people were like, well, before.
Yes.
But rather than thinking, what's in the future? What happens if we make these choices? So there's that element, and that's also as well something they're always going to preach about as well. The far right will always talk about the past and say the past was better. Yeah. Again, the tactic, of course, is just the usual malevolence and trying to get away with stuff, fiddling things, and then kind of charge on as usual. So we're going to get the huff, puff, and bluster. But I think this is also as well talking about the new potential administration as well, and how you're going to have a lot of hotheads and a lot of bleh out there. But Lena, what do you have?
Well, summing up huge stories very briefly, no one will be surprised that this is the product of hidden agendas. And the thing at the moment globally is the politics of hate and fear and greed have forged these perverse alliances. Here's the Death card. So it's like the godless Musk and the godless Trump and stuff in bed with the Christo-fascists, right? That's what I mean by these weird alliances. But either way, the king gets trampled. So these are death-worshipping ideals in every country that these people represent, and they're quite crazy. And I think here it's the collective craziness of people. So just to digress for a second, when Stalin came to Russia and millions of people were sent to the gulags, right, in Siberia and everything, there were people in the gulags, prisoners, who were saying, if only Stalin knew what was being done in his name. So people who were condemned to death by this man still could not actually blame him for it. I mean, think about that for a nanosecond, because that's the level of crazy that we're looking at, right? Globally. Outcome, and I think this sums it up really well, is the Hanged Man. So in answer to the question that we're asked here, we've got to just wait it out. The right is going to get in everywhere. We're going to go right at the next election, right? I can tell you that right now, you know. So we don't want any card unturned here. So we have to wait it out, because none of them look to the real future. It's all about hatred. So the key is in the gold aura, to keep not only your sanity, but to think forward and with love in a crystal clear way while this is unfolding, and our time will come. I feel very strongly about that. But right now, our job is to stay sane, then look after ourselves and each other, then provide the light. So we have to do it in the darkness, right? We have to hold the light.
So if people are interested in what to do, come and visit my channel, and you can see I have channeled messages every day from higher awareness as to how to go forward. And the first thing I tell my people is to live with honesty, integrity, transparency, sacredness, and simplicity, the five, the hand, and you can't go wrong. So yeah, come and check out my channel, and you can see all the spirit reads.
That is so great.
You want to watch?
Yeah, exactly. It's so important, guys, because it's easy to fall into despair, and it's easy to grasp at this theory or that theory. But when you change yourself, you genuinely do change your environment. It really is the case, but it requires that self-work within, and being almost like that palm tree as well, being able to bend, bend in the wind. Because what I can say is that what's coming up, particularly in this administration, is so potentially chaotic. It may not be able to survive as a vehicle in of itself, because they're fighting amongst themselves already, and they're not even in office.
They haven't even got in.
And imagine like someone like Elon, who obviously is really, he's, especially with his cards, I think he's again another powerful person that has been able to exploit the vulnerabilities of Trump's ego. He knows you flatter him, you flatter him, you flatter him. But we can see that, he's got his own agenda. And I think once people realize, oh my goodness, Elon is going to treat America just like how he when he took over Twitter.
Yeah.
I think that's also going to
We've seen what he does now.
Yeah, he's got form on this. So what we have is, we've got a few minutes left. This one here, this is slightly tongue in cheek. But I think let's just kind of read on this, which is it's a kind of Duck L'Orange related question, but I think we should actually just have a read on him and just see where he is right now, because there's a lot going on. And this is coming from Siveth. It says, hello guys, I just saw a picture of DT, Donald Trump, and half his lip is flat, she's saying, like someone who's had a stroke. Was that the ambulance drill they claim that happened? I think that's been debunked, hasn't it? The ambulance thing. Was it a junior or a passenger or both? That would be something. And she says, too much news, not enough gossip.
That's my line.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes.
is it?
Yes.
So
I started that 6 years ago. Too much news, not enough gossip. So I think this is a new step.
Indeed. Let's just do a health read, actually. Let's just do a genuine
because
health
I
read.
tell you what, all jokes aside, he's looking shocking. Absolutely
really?
shocking. I try and avoid his voice wherever I can. Still, let me tell you. But there was recent footage of him and he's lost body mass. That's not a good sign when you're not right. I'd say he's lost 2 or 3 stone.
You reckon? Wow.
I was shocked because you always see him in the suit, right?
Yeah.
And he was in shirt sleeves. Shocked.
So
let's do a health read.
Yeah, let's do a health read. Let's do a dial in. We know that so many people have been reading on Trump's health and stuff, and we don't actually do it that much on this channel. And I can understand why people are looking, but the energy has changed now. We now, and this is really a case. And as you know, I did say with his Venus in the 12th house, I said in this time period that he is in, he is more vulnerable to things, health, hospitals, etc., this kind of stuff. Obviously the prison thing's not going to happen, which we weren't expecting. Maybe not the exile, but we look at that. But if someone loses weight dramatically, that does, let's see what the cards have to say. Duck L'Orange's health, where is he now?
Well, I've got the Italian cards again. Will I go?
Go for it.
No. This is interesting. With this card, it's the card of almost drunkenness or delirium. Okay, so I think he definitely had a turn at some point. He doesn't look like a happy, victorious man, so there's definitely something here. This is literally the White House in the form of the Pink House, and a message. I think a message was sent to Biden actually about his condition around that time. I think it was that touch and go. He's resurrected enough, the peacock, like the ultimate card of the narcissist, right?
Yeah, of course.
The peacock, he's trying to hold it all together and, ruffle feathers and stuff. But outcome, I will just say, I'll let this card speak to itself. The outcome is not marvelous.
No.
And this is, I've dealt in terms of relatively short term, let's say within a year, but it could be earlier than that. Just saying.
Not good, not good. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, underneath of it all, it's about this decline,
Look at the card she's got.
Yeah, about not having the energy, about things kind of retreating for him when it comes to his ability to go forward, to be the bear, to be all of this drama.
Yeah.
The energy coming into it is a judgment. People are looking at it and seeing that he does not look well. What's going on now? Of course, he keeps trying to present this face that everything is fine and, I'm healthy, I'm this, I'm that. But the challenge is things are being studied when it comes to him and his health. So I would say, yeah, he's under being watched by some doctors about something to do with his health. Now, I've been saying that absolutely he's got dementia. He's been having mini strokes as well, but I think something else more is going on with his circulatory system as well.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
Quickly squeeze in a thank you here, and then I'll read my cards in the
Thanks,
9 minutes.
Lorraine.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. Well, you know what? There's no smoke without fire. The dogs wanted to make their contribution as well.
Yeah, they're off on the run, chasing something.
Yeah. So if we look here, he gets the Hermit, guys. The Hermit. We know this is a card of retreat, going within, study, research, looking into something. Yeah. Yeah, there's something being looked into with Duck Orange. Obviously, they're trying to keep the the whatever, but yeah, investigation is here, going within. Yeah, I think this can also do with inner knowledge as well. There's something Duck Orange knows that not everyone necessarily knows. Now, what's interesting here is that we've got the Knight of Swords, but it's turned up in the obstacle position. This is known as one of the fastest cards in the deck, yeah? But technically, we can describe this as reversed. And what this says to me is that maybe, could it be that Duck Orange's usual defiance and fighting spirit and all that stuff, because it's coming next to the Hermit, maybe it's a bit, there's something going on. He's not maybe being able to rear as usual as he does. Do you know what I mean? In that kind of maniacal kind of way. Just when I'm seeing it coupled with the Hermit card, I think he's still going to present himself in the usual way. He's still going to try and present himself as the passionate guy doing this, that, and the other. However, he gets the Hanged Man. Now, we know that this is a card of being strung up, hung up, but you're having to see something from a different perspective. So there's something going on, something that is kind of halting Duck Orange in his tracks. Because remember, it's almost like this card is running backwards, and now he's held up here. So he's definitely held up. And here he's kind of having to rely on an expert opinion. An expert opinion as some kind of plan, executing some kind of plan. So I think there's something going on there. He's gonna front it out, of course, because it's Duck Orange.
Yeah.
You know, he'll just put more orange makeup on, and
that's the peacock. Yes.
Yeah. He'll
with
just
the bronzer.
Orange. Yeah. He'll just come up looking like, Thanksgiving dinner on absolutely everything. But he's gonna present that. But underneath it, I think there's something going on. And for me, that Hermit card is a dead giveaway. We won't find out what it is, certainly not yet. But I think it's almost certainly going on. Any thoughts to add to that, ladies, before we close?
No. We've got requests for the Bard. So who will we read on? Because we've done Elonia before.
Yeah, we've done
first person we see in the comments, maybe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Who would you like us to read the Bard on, guys?
Let's see. Yeah, let's scroll down in the chat if you see anything there. Obviously there was. Shall we read on Assad?
No.
Or is that,
we've got Hemi Rodriguez Vance. Have we done the Bard on Vance recently?
We have, but I can't remember what was said. What did he say about Vance? I'm trying to remember.
I think it's worth another one, particularly.
Yeah, let's give another one.
Particularly as the personnel lineup might change very quickly.
And isn't it funny? Do you remember I said, I think on last week's show, I said Vance will be locked in the cupboard.
Oh,
do you remember I said he'll be locked in the cupboard?
Kash Patel.
Kash Patel, yes. He's just been named for the FBI.
FBI, we have never done Kash Patel.
Yes.
Let's do that. I don't even know who that is. All right. So
he's not good.
Who told me
Kash
to
Patel.
stop?
So for the people in the chat, just quickly, he is a lawyer. and he was senior counsel for Devon Nunes for years. Now he's been nominated for the FBI, and he wants to
He's just
do really bad things. Worst
Wow.
nomination you could come up with.
All right, Lena, I think it might be your turn on this one because
Goody.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so all right,
Cash
Lena, you tell me
Patel.
where to stop. Cash Patel.
Ready, stop.
Oh, this is quite interesting. All right, so this one here, I think I've read this one before. I've read this one before, but I think it's still worth reading again. So it says here, Splud, yeah, you starveling, you elf skin, you dried neat's tongue, you bull's pizzle, which means penis, you stockfish, oh, for breath to utter what is like thee, you tailor's yard, you sheath, you bow case, you vile standing tuck.
Oh. It makes modern insults look really amateurish, doesn't it?
Yeah. Whoever he is, I don't know who he is. He's obviously up there in the major douche.
You will hear a lot more about him.
We will have to see. But folks, can you believe it? We are over. The time has gone in a flash. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. Thank you so much for the donations. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hop over onto the ladies' channels as well. They'll be added below just after this. Do hop in as well to Lady G, like she was saying. She's got good advice to help everyone cope with the unfolding situation that's coming in. Remember too as well what I've been saying about digitalization, everyone. The global economy is going to change in absolutely epic ways, and we're going to be talking about this everywhere. This is huge, part of the Great Awakening, actually. So of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, etc. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us. We will see you next week. We must dash, and interesting show. Yeah, interesting show. All right, let me see if I can end the show on time. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye for now. Bye.